Nelson, 7-2 here with Esper Dragons, doing battle against Joseph Herrera, 3-time SCG Tour Open champion, who is playing Mardu Green. He'll play a duress here. We'll take a look at Nelson's hand. You'll find a foul-telling invocation, a painful truths, a Jace that cannot be selected, nor can that Dragonlord Salumgar, and then a couple of lands in Sunken Hollow, Flooded Strand, and Polluted Delta.
And this early on in the game, this seems like a no-brainer of a choice here. Attack Brad's card drawing, deck's a lot less effective.
So Herrera will write down that information and pass the turn back over to Nelson. I guess Herrera is on the play here, perhaps. Yes, he is. So he'll play a land, and I'll pass the turn back. Expeditions are always fun.
I'm guessing, I believe that is a Smoldering Marsh tapped and a Wooded Foothills?
I don't know, man. This is all you.
We're going to find out.
This is all you.
I can't say with any certainty here, but this is my best guess.
I'm fairly sure that is a Wooded Foothills, as Herrera will fall down to 19. One area that we are not great as the Expeditions.
My batting average is pretty good.
I've been impressed with what you've gotten correct.
Usually, the first thing that I do is look for the size of the words. That will usually clue you in.
Okay.
Also, if your opponent puts it into play tapped on the first turn, you can safely guess that it is a battle land and not a fetch land.
Also true.
So sometimes there are clues. For example, that second land came into play untapped. Can't be a battle land. Would have come into play tapped.
Yep, true.
And then if you look at the squiggles down there, they sort of look like trees, I guess.
What's that one?
I believe that's a Cinder Glade.
Wow, look at you. Look at you. Well, Herrera's mana is online.
Yeah.
We think.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, look, another Expedition. Great.
All right. Well, now we're going to get to confirm whether or not it's Wooded Foothills, which I'm pretty sure that it is.
Sure.
If he gets a forest or a mountain, I'm willing to call it.
Both Wooded Foothills, yep. I saw you put the pot of coffee on earlier this morning in the room.
I am just on it.
And it was not decaf.
No.
No, it's never decaf. Looks like a Kolaghan's Command here. Just going to take care of Jason, perhaps a little discard action.
Like Herrera's position here, just trying to win the card advantage game.
Yep. Now Herrera with his Mardu Green deck, as Nelson just plays a land and passes the turn back. He can play a pretty long game against the blue deck. Has 4 copies of Goblin Dark Dwellers, 4 copies of Soulfire Grandmaster, Read the Bones, Abzan Charm, Kolaghan's Command. Here's Painful Truths. He'll draw a couple of cards from this.
Black off of what appears to be Smoldering Marsh, and red off of what appears to be Cinder Glade.
Now that land, that's Nomad Outpost.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Do you think you're ever going to make the Expedition Tri-Lands?
I really, really hope not. I really hope not.
Expedition Wizard School.
No, please.
Cost couldn't keep.
No. I'm begging that for that not to happen.
I would collect those.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. Along with your Fallen Empires box.
Yeah.
Nelson with a Sunken
Which
Hollow.
contains no expeditions.
Well, you don't know that. You have to open the packs and see.
Expedition Dwarven Ruins. That is a, I'm guessing Canopy Vista?
You're correct on that one for sure.
Okay.
I know that for sure. That's a Siege Rhino. Know that one for sure. And Brad's going to play a Foul-Tongue Invocation. Take care of that Siege Rhino.
The people responsible for approving the art for these expeditions have clearly never done coverage in their life.
Not once. Not
once.
a single time.
Not once.
No. I'm not even going to pretend that I know what lands those are.
Yeah,
what's the point?
Can we get some Comic-Con promos on the screen? Maybe?
Yeah. I believe that Joseph can cast all of his spells.
Yeah.
Brad, gonna play a Dig Through Time. So what's interesting here is that Herrera's drawn some cards. He's played some spells. Both players getting their mana online here, and both players are drawing some cards, and Brad's digging through time, so he's taking a look at the top 7 cards. He'll take 2 with him. However, what's interesting is that Brad had the option there to play Dragonlord Ojutai and just pass the turn back, but they're in game 3. And Nelson, of course, is familiar with the decks that people are playing and knows this Mardu Green deck. And he knows that Herrera has access to 4 copies of Crackling Doom.
Yeah, and Herrera's already looked at 3 cards here and hasn't really been casting all that much. So just like hoping Dragonlord Ojutai is good, that you're going to untap and attack with it, no way. I think Brad knows that that's very unlikely to happen.
And Nelson with the way that he is sideboarded, is Herrera will sacrifice God knows what.
Bloodstainmire?
Confirmed.
Yeah, you can tell because the first word is pretty long and the second word is very
Pretty short. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as Herrera sacrifices that, and both players are going to confirm their life totals here, Brad has run the okie doke again. And Nelson's sideboard, and we saw him a couple of times yesterday. He's got access to creatures. One of them is Monastery Mentor. He's also got Gideon Ally Zendikar, which is a creature sort of, but it definitely makes creatures. And he's also got Tasker the Golden Fang. So he has been doing this to people all weekend long. And it looks like this is a good way to at least kind of work with Crackling Doom. Like, right now I think that Herrera would actually want to cast Crackling Doom to get this thing off the table.
Well, the problem is that Herrera has a lot of creature removal in his deck that he's leaving in because it does other stuff. You need to have some number of answers to Dragonlord Ojutai, so the Murderous Cut, Crackling type, Doom type stuff is fine. And then your other creature removal spells are Kolaghan's Command and Abzan Charm, which are totally functional even if Brad isn't bringing creatures to the table.
And we just did see Kolaghan's Command come down, take care of Monastery Mentor, return Siege Rhino. Now there's an Anafenza. Here's Ob Nixilis. That's going to come down, take care of Anafenza, now pass the turn back, Will Nelson.
Ob Nixilis is a very good way for Brad here to try to win this game. If he can keep the board stable and draw some cards, even Herrera having accrued the card advantage he has up until this point, it can easily get overwhelmed. But this is a window for a lot of cards to take care of Ob Nixilis too.
But again, to me, this is a situation where if Herrera, and he's going to start with 3 of the bones, if he has to use Crackling Doom and redirect the damage to Ob Nixilis, if I'm Brad, I am pumping the fist.
Yes, that's a big win.
No guarantee that'll happen, as Joe has put one on the top and one on the bottom. And it looks like he's found another copy of Kolaghan's Command and a Duress.
Kolaghan's Command is ideal because Ray's dead plus get rid of your Ob Nixilis. That's a great turn.
I might also be fine with kill that and make you discard too.
Yeah, I guess with Nelson down to 3 cards, discard's pretty attractive.
Yep. This seems like a slog for Nelson to get through all this card advantage that Mardu Green can put together.
Herrera's deck has a lot of draw 2s and draw 3s in it post-board. And a lot of Brad's ways to counteract that are with things that are hard to interact with. But Herrera can easily interact with cards like Ob Nixilis and Dragonlord Ojutai. He's really leaning on Dig Through Time. But Dig Through Time's only 2 cards. And if Herrera's able to just trade off, it's hard even for Dig Through Time to keep Nelson in the game.
Will Nelson try to deploy that Dragonlord Ojutai now?
You know, the thing is, it's definitely a long shot, but is anything else keeping Nelson in the game here?
Well, he's going to Dig Through Time instead. Time to take a look at the top 7. He'll take 2 with him. Keep in mind, he did discard Dragonlord Salumgar to the Kolaghan's Command. And Herrera does not know about the Dragonlord Ojutai, although he might be able to guess that that's over there. Nelson has found 2 cards, it appears, that he is happy with, but he's in some trouble. There's a Pluto Delta and passing the turn. So back to Joe Herrera we go, and you have to imagine he's going to open things up with a Duress.
Yep, see what's going on. Salumgar Scorn very likely to be in hand right now.
Looks like Salumgar Scorn going to be cast right now as Nelson sacrifices that Pluto Delta very quickly. Nelson just have to figure out exactly which land he wants to go get. And he will go with the Sunken Hollow. Could have taken a Prairie Stream there. But here is Salumgar Scorn, revealing Dragonlord Ojutai. Now the other card in Nelson's hand is a copy of Dig Through Time, so he's trying to chain them together a little bit.
Yep.
Siege Rhino here. Nelson will fall a little bit lower. Herrera will go a little bit higher. So underneath 10 minutes in the match, about to be underneath 9, as Nelson's draw that turn was an island. 2 cards, let's make it 3 in the graveyard. He'll play that island. And he's not willing to deploy that Dragonlord Ojutai just yet. He's not going to deploy Dragonlord Ojutai unless it's protected. Here comes the Rhino. Nelson will take 4. He'll fall down to 11. I think Joe Herrera might just be passing the turn back.
Yeah, it looks like his hand is a lot, you know, he's got some removal, some draw 2s.
He's reactive. Looks like he might have an Abzan Charm here. Yep. Herrera going to take the opportunity to draw 2 cards. One of those cards was Transgress the Mind. Nelson again going to take a look at the top 7 cards and take 2 with him.
Yeah, Herrera is just making it very hard for Nelson to get any sort of traction in the game.
I don't want to say his deck is built to beat Brad's, but it seems like it's a very good matchup.
Well, Brad's leaning a lot on the creatures post board to give him other sources of card advantage beyond just Dragon Lord Ojutai and the Dig Through Time, and his creatures just aren't worth very much.
What Nelson could really use here is just, something like an Ugin.
Some big trump.
Yeah. I think that's the kind of card that would give him a shot. Painful Truths here will help him gas back up. So he falls down to 8. Polluted Delta.
And you can see Herrera has a lot of respect for Nelson's creatures post board. He even has Fiery Impulse in his hand right now. I know Jace is in his deck, but I have to imagine he's seen Monastery Mentor or something else to justify a card that specific.
Foul Tongue Invocation comes on down. That'll take care of the Rhino. The reveal is Dragon Lord Ojutai. Nelson up to 12. Pass that turn back. Herrera will draw. Transgress the Mind, a pretty good place to start. Just like the rest of the previous turn. Nelson will show his hand. Tassiger, Ruinous Path, Flooded Strand, and Dragon Lord Ojutai.
And if Herrera is sitting on a grip of removal, wouldn't surprise me if this was Tassiger, because Tassiger at least gives Nelson the hope of getting some value on the way out. Ruinous Path is just a removal spell, and all right, well, if he's selecting Dragon Lord Ojutai, that is something. Represents some softness in the hand.
It looks like he's going to go with Tassiger,
yeah. At this point, I would have just assumed that there was a Crackling Doom in Herrera's hand. He's looked at so many cards and has done very little on some of his turns.
Herrera will play a land. Pass that turn back. Looks like it's a Windswept Teeth as Nelson's going to sacrifice Polluted Delta. That is a Prairie Stream. Nelson keeping his eyes on the clock because we're about to be underneath 6 minutes here. Herrera will draw. Picked up a copy of Jace, I believe. Did Nelson.
Now you got to wonder, is your Jace even castable here?
Castable in the fact that it's going to die.
Yeah, am I going to just be hit by some 2-for-1 if I cast this?
Yep. Going to start with events, Will Nelson.
Well, I like this play from Nelson. He's at least trying to bleed out a shock if it's there.
Yep.
This could open up the door for Chase.
Yeah, I like this line of play a lot.
It's a shot.
Now here's Jace. And the thought process, at least in my mind, if you're Brad, is the vents I don't even care about.
Yeah, that's just whatever. And, I don't mind the shock there from Herrera because what else is his shock doing? Nelson's been doing nothing for turns. All right, whatever.
I've just seen his hand.
But that's a very sharp attack there from Nelson. I think he suspects Herrera's been sitting with so many cards in his hand. It's very likely he has a shock, especially if Herrera showed a shock in game number 2. So, might as well give yourself some chance of having your Jace resolve.
Looks like he's going to go to Murderous Cut to take care of that. Now we're going to head back Herrera's way. A Rhino is the draw. There is Siege Rhino. That's going to resolve her up to 18. Nelson down to 8. A land and a passing of the turn. Nelson will draw. Foul Tongue Invocation. Timely. The thing with how Brad is trying to play this game, and we've seen it from the start, he's trying to play Dragon Lord Ojutai with protection.
Yep.
Basically, he's trying to run himself into a Salumgar scorn, it feels like. Now, we could see an Awaken here on Ruinous Path. Take that. Make that Flooded Strand into a creature. Come across with that. That'll get the Crackling Doom.
Now with the Crackling Doom having been cast, this is going to depend on what happens on Herrera's turn. I would not be surprised to see Nelson give Dragon Lord Ojutai a go.
Ugh. Goblin Dark Dwellers. What is that going to cast?
I'm guessing Kolagon's Command.
That's a pretty good guess, I think.
Okay.
It's going to go Transgress.
Yeah, sure, that's fine too.
Can take Dragon Lord Ojutai or Foul Tongue Invocation.
I mean, this to me feels like a pretty clear decision. If you can kill Dragon Lord Ojutai.
Oh, Well, Foul Tongue's gone.
Or kill Brad if he taps out. I mean, you know, Brett Nelson's at 6 here, going to 2 because he can't block.
Yep. Oh, sure, Menace.
Menace.
Forgot about that. Why not?
Said yesterday, this card's going to go into decks that's trying to kill every single creature that enters the battlefield. So Menace is going to be a real keyword.
Herrera will draw. Here comes the Dark Dwellers. Nelson's going to fall down to 2. Is this another Dark Dwellers? Yeah, it sure is. And that's going to do it. This is too much to overcome here. As Joseph Herrera is going to win this match over Brad Nelson 2-1. Mardu Green going to take care of Esper Dragons. And that kind of displays the power of Goblin Dark Dwellers and just the ability for a deck like this to go long.
Well, Nelson can outdraw Herrera in the matchup. In terms of raw card count, Herrera's got an edge there. So if both decks are going long and you have an edge in card count and you're really not applying that much pressure, the only way for you to win the game is by resolving something that is worth a lot that your opponent can't answer. And with